You are currently standing in the absolute center of a catastrophe. To the untrained eye, to the people watching from the safety of the sidelines, and perhaps even to your own tear-filled eyes, it looks like your life has been destroyed. You look around at the landscape of your existence, and all you see is rubble. The relationships you thought would last a lifetime have crumbled into dust. The financial security you worked so hard to build has evaporated like mist in the morning sun. The reputation you guarded with your life has been stained, mocked, and dragged through the mud. You are standing in the ruins of what used to be your identity, and the silence is deafening. In this moment of suffocating darkness, you are looking up at the sky, screaming the question that every broken man has screamed since the beginning of time. God, why? Why did you let this happen? I trusted you. I prayed to you. I tried to be a good person. Why did you stand by and watch them break me? Why did you let the wolves into the sheepfold? Have you abandoned me? You feel betrayed. You feel like a cosmic joke. You feel as though the creator of the universe has turned his back on you and left you to be eaten alive by your enemies. But you are wrong. You are fundamentally, catastrophically wrong. You are looking at this situation through the limited, fearful lens of a human being, not through the infinite, strategic lens of the master architect. You are confusing destruction with construction. You see a disaster. God sees a demolition site. You see the end of your life. God sees the clearing of the ground for the beginning of your destiny. You need to understand the brutal physics of spiritual architecture before a skyscraper can pierce the clouds, before a monument can be built that will stand for generations. The old, rotting, infested structure that stood there before it must be ruthlessly, violently, and completely torn down to the bedrock. God looked at the life you were living, and he saw things you could not see. You saw a comfortable house. He saw a foundation infested with termites. You saw friends who you thought were loyal. He saw snakes waiting for the right moment to bite. You saw a career that gave you status. He saw a golden cage that was keeping you from your true purpose. You were content with mediocrity, but God was not content to let his son live a mediocre life. He loves you too much to let you stay small. He loves you too much to let you build your future on a foundation of sand. So he did what any good architect would do. He signed the demolition order. He sent the storm. He allowed the earthquake. He removed his hand of protection for just a moment, not to kill you, but to strip you. He stripped you of the fake friends so you would learn to stand alone. He stripped you of your pride so you would learn humility. He stripped you of your reliance on money so you would learn to rely on him. This pain you are feeling, this sharp, agonizing tearing in your chest, is not the pain of death. It is the pain of surgery. God is performing open-heart surgery on you without anesthesia. He is cutting out the cancer of validation. He is cutting out the tumor of fear. He is removing the parts of you that are too weak to carry the weight of the crown he is preparing for you. You've been asking God to use you, to bless you, to make you great. Did you think that would be painless? Did you think you could become a king without going through the fire that forges kings? There is no version of reality where you become the man you are destined to be while holding on to the man you used to be. The old you had to die, and because you were too afraid to kill him yourself, God stepped in and did it for you. Look at the debris around you. Look at the people who left. Let them go. Do not try to glue the pieces back together. Do not try to rebuild the old house. The old house is gone. It is finished. And it is a good thing that it is gone. That life was too small for you. That environment was too toxic for you. Those people were too limited for you. God has cleared the site because He is about to build something so massive, so magnificent, and so unshakable that the old foundation would have cracked under its weight. You are not buried under this rubble. You are planted in it. This is not a grave. This is a garden. The darkness you are in right now is not the darkness of a tomb. It is the darkness of a womb. You are being gestated. You are being reformed. You are being rewired. Stop crying over what you lost. What you lost was necessary kindling for the fire that is about to start. You are in the 0-point state. This is the most dangerous and powerful state a man can be in. When you have nothing to lose, you have nothing to fear. When you are down to nothing, God is up to something. The demolition phase is loud. It is messy and it is violent, but it is temporary. The dust is starting to settle. The noise is starting to fade. And if you listen very closely, past the beating of your own broken heart, you will hear a sound. It is the sound of heavy machinery. It is the sound of the master architect picking up his tools. He has cleared the ground. Piss. He has dug down to the rock. And he is smiling, because he knows what you don't know. He knows that the structure he is about to raise in your life will make the former glory look like a shack. He knows that he destroyed you in front of them so that he could rebuild you in front of them. The destruction was public so that the restoration could be undeniable. Wipe your tears. Stand up in the wreckage. The demolition is over. The construction begins now. One of the most agonizing questions that haunts the mind of a man walking through the valley of the shadow of death is this: why are they still here? You look around at the people who betrayed you, the ones who slandered your name, the ones who twisted the knife in your back while smiling to your face, and you see them thriving. You see them living their best lives, posting their victories, laughing with their friends, and seemingly escaping all consequences of their cruelty. It feels like a miscarriage of justice. It feels like God has turned a blind eye to their wickedness. You have prayed for their removal. You have asked God to take them out of your life, to silence them, to send them far away so you never have to look at their faces again. But God, in His infinite and terrifying wisdom, has done the exact opposite. He has kept them alive. He has kept them near. He has allowed them to keep their front row seats in the theater of your life. And this confuses you. It angers you. You feel like you are being mocked, not just by them, but by the universe itself. But you must listen to me very carefully, for you are missing the grand design. You are asking for their destruction because you think that is the ultimate punishment. You think that if they disappear, you will win. But God knows better. God knows that death is too easy. Disappearance is too merciful. The ultimate punishment for those who doubted you, for those who tried to bury you, is not to remove them from existence. It is to force them to witness your elevation. If God removed your enemies right now, while you are down, while you are broken, they would leave with the satisfaction of thinking they won. They would tell the story of your defeat for the rest of their lives. They would say, "I destroyed him," and there would be no one to contradict them. God will not allow that story to be the final chapter. He is not keeping them alive to torture you. He is keeping them alive to torture them. There is a specific verse in the ancient texts that many people recite, but very few truly understand. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Pause and think about the brutality of that image. God does not say, "I will take you to a private room to eat." He does not say, "I will hide you away and bless you." No, he says, "I will set the table right here, bend in the middle of the battlefield, in the middle of the wolves. I will lay out a feast of abundance, of power, of joy, and of victory. And I will make your enemies stand their hands tied, mouths gagged, and watch you eat." This is the divine flex. This is God showing off. He wants the very people who said he will never make it to be the ones who have to watch you make it. He wants the people who called you worthless to see you crowned with value. He needs witnesses. A miracle is not a miracle if no one sees it. A comeback is not a comeback if there is no audience. Your enemies are not the villains of this story anymore. They have been demoted. They are now the audience. They are the spectators. They are the extras in the movie of your life, kept on set for one purpose only: to look at you with their mouths open in shock. This is why they cannot stop watching you. Have you noticed? They claim they hate you, yet they watch every single thing you do. They check your social media profiles from fake accounts. They ask mutual friends about your whereabouts. They are obsessed. Why? Because deep down in their spirit, they know they made a mistake. They know they bet against a chosen one, and they are terrified that you are going to rise. They are watching with bated breath, hoping to see you fail, hoping to confirm that they were right to leave you. But as you begin to rebuild, as you begin to glow with a new strength, their observation turns into their torment. Every time they see you smile, it burns them. Every time they see you succeed, it cuts them. Your very existence becomes a mirror reflecting their own failure. They tried to bury you, not realizing you were a seed. And now they are forced to stand there and watch the tree grow, knowing they will never be allowed to taste its fruit. That so change your perspective. Stop looking at them with fear. Stop looking at them with anger. Look at them with pity. Look at them with the understanding of a king looking at a peasant who threw a rock at the castle. They are trapped. They are trapped in the prison of their own hatred. They are trapped in the front row of a show they hate but cannot stop watching. God has locked the doors. He has glued them to their seats. He is saying to them, you wanted to watch him. Fine. Watch. Watch him rise from the ashes. Watch him become stronger than he ever was. Watch him achieve things you never dreamed possible. Pretend, and watch him do it all without your help. This is the burden they must carry. The burden of witnessing the one they rejected to become the cornerstone. Do not try to chase them away anymore. Let them stay. Let them watch. When you are in the gym at 4 a.m. and you want to quit, remember them. Remember that they are watching. When you are working on your business late at night and your eyes are heavy, remember them. Give them a good show. Give them something to talk about. Let your success be so loud that it drowns out their thoughts. Let your glow be so bright that it blinds them. God has preserved their lives for this specific season. He has protected your haters so that your vindication can be complete. They are not obstacles. They are props in your testimony. They are the dark background necessary for your light to shine its brightest. So pull up a chair. Sit at the table God is preparing. The feast is coming, and they will have no choice but to stand there and starve while you feast on the blessings of the Lord. There is a season in every great man's life that is the most confusing, the most painful, and yet the most critical of all. It is the season of silence. It is the season of the void. Right now, you feel it. You feel an overwhelming sense of isolation. It feels as though a thick, heavy blanket has been thrown over your life, muffling your voice and hiding your face from the world. You used to be the center of attention. You used to have people calling you, texting you, inviting you out. You used to feel seen. But now, the phone has stopped ringing. The invitations have dried up. The people who swore they would ride with you until the end have quietly drifted away, leaving you standing alone in an empty room. Believe, and it feels like your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling and bouncing back down. You scream, and no one hears you. Pew work, and no one notices. You feel invisible. You feel forgotten. And the natural human reaction to this is panic. You think, I am losing relevance. I am fading away. My life is over. You start trying to claw your way back into the light, trying to make noise, trying to remind people that you still exist. But you must stop. You must take your hand off the doorknob. You are not being rejected. You are being hidden. There is a massive spiritual difference between being rejected by men and being hidden by God. When God prepares to build something significant, He always, without exception, pulls it into the dark. He pulls Joseph into the prison before the palace. He pulls David into the cave before the crown. He pulls Elijah into the wilderness before the fire. Why? Because you cannot be built in public. Public spaces are for performance. Private spaces are for construction. God has put up the under-construction tarp around your life. When a building is under major renovation, they cover it with scaffolding and tarps. It looks ugly. It looks messy. You can't see what's happening inside. That is where you are right now. God has deliberately obscured you from the view of the world because He is doing work on your foundation that is too sensitive for human eyes to see. He is protecting you from the premature exposure that would destroy you. If you were to step into your destiny right now, with your current character, your current wounds, and your current need for validation, the weight of the blessing would crush you. You are not ready, and God loves you too much to give you the platform before you have the posture to sustain it. This dark room, you are in this place of loneliness is not a punishment. It is a developing room. Think of an old-school photograph. For the image to be developed, for the picture to become clear. The film must sit in absolute darkness and be submerged in chemicals. If you open the door of the dark room too early, if you let the light in before the process is finished, the image is ruined forever. You are the photograph. God is the developer. He is developing your character, your discipline, and your vision in the dark. You are screaming, "Let me out, let me shine," and God is saying, "Not yet. You are not fully developed. If I let you out now, you will be a blurry, undeveloped version of who you are supposed to be." He is keeping you in the dark to save you from being average. He is keeping you in the dark to ensure that when you finally do step out, the image is high definition, sharp and permanent, dot in this silence. God is performing a rewiring of your entire internal system. For years, you have operated on the fuel of other people's opinions. You lived for the applause. You lived for the likes. You adjusted your behavior to please the crowd. God is killing that addiction. In the dark, there is no crowd. There is no applause. There is just you and Him. He is starving your ego so that your spirit can grow. He is teaching you to work without accolades. He is teaching you to pray without an audience. He is teaching you to find your worth in who you are, not in what you do or who knows you. This is painful because your ego is dying a slow death. It is kicking and screaming, begging for just a little bit of attention. Let it die. Let the need to be famous die so the need to be faithful can live. God is shifting your source of power from the external to the internal. He is showing you that you can survive alone. He is showing you that you don't need the party. You don't need the validation. And you don't need the constant noise to be valuable. You are valuable simply because you exist in His presence. This is also the season of strategy. While the world thinks you are sleeping, you are actually sharpening. Behind the dark, God gives the blueprints. It is in this isolation that you will get the idea for the business that will change your family's future. It is in this quiet that you will finally hear the voice of your own intuition, which has been drowned out by the noise of the world for so long. It is in this solitude that you will build the physical body of a warrior, because you have no distractions to keep you from the gym. Use this time. Do not waste the darkness feeling sorry for yourself. This is an incubation period. You are in the lab. You are the scientist of your own life. Experiment, learn, read, grow, build, prepare. Stop trying to force the doors open. Stop trying to text people who clearly don't want to talk to you. Stop trying to invite yourself to tables where you are not welcome. Have some dignity. Have some self-respect. If God has closed the door, stop trying to pick the lock. He closed to keep the wrong people out and to keep you in with Him. Embrace the cave. Embrace the solitude. Fall in love with your own company. The time will come when the lights will turn on. The time will come when the phone will ring off the hook. The time will come when everyone will want a piece of you. And when that time comes, you will look back at this quiet season and you will miss it. You will realize that this was the time when you were forged. This was the time when you became dangerous. You are not being buried, my friend. You are being loaded into a slingshot. And the further back you are pulled, the deeper into the darkness you are dragged, the more tension is being built. The setback is just the setup for the pullback, and a pullback is necessary for the launch. But God is pulling you back into the shadows, away from the targets, away from the light. It feels like you are going in the wrong direction. It feels like you are losing ground. But He is simply building kinetic energy. He is aiming you at a giant. And when He finally releases His finger, when He finally decides that the construction is complete, you are going to fly further and faster than anyone who has been walking in the light this whole time. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the dark. Let Him finish the work. The reveal is coming, and it will be worth the wait. You must understand that the version of you that walks out of this season will not be the same person who walked into it. You cannot carry the same weakness, the same fear, and the same fragility into the new era God is preparing. The old you was soft. The new you must be steel. The old you was easily offended. The new you must be unshakable. The old you begged for validation. The new you must command respect. To achieve this transformation, God has placed you in the refiner's fire. You feel the heat right now, the pressure, the stress, the anxiety, the feeling that you are being squeezed on every side. You are screaming for God to turn down the heat, but He is turning it up. Why? Because He is not trying to burn you up. He's trying to burn off the dross. In ancient times, a refiner would take raw gold, which was full of impurities, dirt, and other minerals, and throw it into a furnace heated to extreme temperatures. The refiner would sit by the fire and watch closely. He knew that if the fire was too cool, the impurities would stay, but if it was too hot for too long, the gold would be ruined. He kept the gold in the fire until the impurities melted away and floated to the top, where they could be skimmed off. And do you know how the refiner knew the gold was finally pure? He knew it was ready when he could look into the molten liquid and see his own reflection clearly. That is exactly what God is doing with you. He is keeping you in the fire of affliction, in the heat of this struggle, until He can look at your character and see His own reflection staring back. He is burning away your reliance on people. He is burning away your addiction to comfort. He is burning away your pride, your ego, and your fear of man. This process is agonizing. It feels like death, but it is necessary. A sword cannot be formed without the hammer and the fire. You prayed for strength, so God sent you difficulties to make you strong. 2. Prayed for wisdom, so God sent you problems to solve. You prayed for courage, so God sent you dangers to overcome. You cannot have the attribute without the struggle that produces it. Stop looking for the exit sign. Stop trying to escape the process. The fire is not your enemy. The fire is your friend. The fire is the only thing that can separate you from the things that are holding you back. When you come out of this, you will not smell like smoke. You will shine like gold. You will look back at this pain and realize it was the price of your power. The boy is dying in the flames, but the warrior is being born in the ashes. Embrace the heat, let it do its work, and then, suddenly, without warning, the top will come down. The season of hiding will end abruptly. God operates in sudden shifts. You can go years feeling like nothing is happening, like you are walking in circles in the desert. And then, in the blink of an eye, the atmosphere shifts. The door that was locked for a decade swings open. The phone calls that never came start coming all at once. The opportunities you chased for years start chasing you. This is the unveiling. This is the moment God decides that the construction is complete and it is time to reveal His masterpiece to the world. And let me tell you, the shock will be palpable. You will walk into rooms that used to be closed to you, and you will own them, not with arrogance, but with a quiet, terrifying confidence that comes from surviving the fire. You will look at the bank account that used to be a source of stress, and it will be a tool for your kingdom. You will look in the mirror and see a face that has changed. The eyes will be deeper, the jaw will be set, and there will be a glow of glory that didn't come from this world. But the best part is the audience. They will be there. The ones who laugh, the ones who left, the ones who bet against you, the ones who wrote your obituary while you were still breathing. They will be standing there, frozen in disbelief. They will look at you with their mouths open, unable to comprehend what they are seeing. They will whisper to each other, "Is that him? Is that the same man we destroyed? Is that the same man who was broken, bankrupt, and finished?" And they will tremble, because they will realize a terrifying truth. Their attacks didn't stop you. Their attacks only pushed you closer to God. And God used their attacks as the raw material to build you into something they can no longer touch. They will realize that while they were playing checkers, God was playing chess with your life. They buried you, thinking you were a corpse, but they didn't know you were a seed. And now you have grown into a tree so large that it casts a shadow over their entire existence. This is your vindication. You won't have to say a word. You won't have to argue. You won't have to explain your side of the story. Your life will be the explanation. Your results will be the argument. Your presence will be the rebuke. God will set a table in front of them, and He will serve you the finest blessings of heaven while they watch. Do not be humble in this moment. Be grateful. Stand tall. Look them in the eye, and let them see what happens when a man refuses to quit and God refuses to let go. The demolition is a distant memory. The masterpiece is revealed. You are rebuilt.